Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Weaves of Waves. My pretty tat's in, and if you hear a little purr, 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 he's a happy boy. Yeah, he's a happy boy. Anyway, I want to show you my new t-shirt. Yep, there we go. Isn't that lovely? My friend got it for me for my birthday, and it was like, oh wow, that's amazing. It's a vampire tarot cards. It's like, isn't that awesome? Somebody knows me very well. Yes, I used to read tarot and crystal ball. I kind of burnt out in that sort of area. It took a lot out of me, because you have to sort of wade real deep into people's pain. And yeah, they're not going to do anything about it, so they want sort of quick fixes. Oh, he wants to play. No, I'm not the biter. You bite the other one. You don't bite me. There we go. He's a happy boy, so he wants to play. But yeah, so yeah, I used to read tarot and crystal ball, and yeah, it was hard work. I am empathic, so I feel everything people's going through, and if they're going through real shit, you see, come on, there we go, say hi, hellos. Oh, he's hot. Yeah, it's a warm day, another warm day. He doesn't enjoy it. He's got a big thick fur coat. I wouldn't enjoy it much either. But there, yes, there we have it. He's doing his thing. So yes, the tarot reading. Tarot reading is a lovely art form, and it teaches you a lot about people. It teaches you amazing a lot about people. And there is like, it's like the whole thing, when you're looking at another person, you have the whole thing come towards you. So you have their attitude, where's he gone? Oh, he's playing down there, okay. You have his attitude, you have the attitude of the person, you have their emotions they're going through, you have the whole body language. Yeah, and it's a mess sometimes, because it's so many influences coming in at once. So you've got the influence of has he fallen over? He's certainly distracting. He's distracting me lots. So you've got the influence of the mind, the body, the spirit, the emotion. And you've got to read it. You've got to peel back all the layers to find the information. Now, I'm an energy reader. I will read the energies and the emotions far better. I learnt to read the body language, but reading the patterns is where you learn to excel. So you've got, yeah, what is the similarities? Where is the patterns? And a pattern of energy, it takes some doing to read. And you learn to do tarot reading the sort of the used car salesman way. And then you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you start sort of saying, right, I'm going to say something absolutely ridiculous now. And they're going to go, oh God, you're a fraud. How could you take my money like this? And the person turns around and says, wow, that's awesome. How did you know? And you're thinking, I don't know. I don't know how I knew. I didn't consciously choose to say that. That's where you start being a channel. And yeah, a lot of people, I can see them unconsciously talking. You know, you watch a bit on the media, and you watch them unconsciously say something, and you're like, where did that come from? So when I do it, I'm very, very aware that, yeah, I have a sort of like directions and guidelines. I want it to be like, it's got to fit into this channel. It's not going to go any further. The information I get has got to fit down this channel. And yeah, I did my nails to match. So it's my teenage goth years coming out. But yeah, the information, I put strict guidelines on where my intuition is allowed to go with that, because I don't want it to be inappropriate, and I don't want it to scare anybody. I don't want to invoke fear. Shock and awe is fine, fear is not. And you wonder sometimes who is speaking through whom. Because I've seen the leaders of this country, and I've seen them randomly say shit. And you're like, is that really what they're saying? Is that person actually speaking, or is there something else? Because there's an awful lot of shit coming down. And you watch the leaders of other countries, and you're like, okay, he can't even talk sense. There is no sentence coming out there. what is stringing the sentences through him. Yeah. Now, okay, I know I sounds freaky, but it is a form of possession going on. And I've been partially possessed. I remember learning about channeling, and something moved into my body. And the teacher who was teaching channeling was absolute bloody useless. Oh, I don't know what to do. It's like, well, I'm in a little bit of discomfort here. My whole body's going numb. Do you think you could sort it out? I don't know. So it was left for me to go work out how to drive out something that was trying to take over my body. And it was like, fuck you, this is my body. I own this body. I worked through it. This is my body, and I'm the only one who can possess it. So I got angry. It's always useful. Anger is an amazing power. If you use it too much, if you get angry on little stuff, it sort of fractures. There's no impact to it. You're just angry again. But if you control it, I've learnt that anger can forge your will. And it's the fire that you sort of, if you're a blacksmith, you're going to forge your will on the fire of your anger. And that's an awesome thing to do. But at those days, I wasn't sure what I was doing. All I knew was that I was getting fucking angry that something was getting into my body. And so I went into my heart space and I got the core of my anger and I held it really tight. And I just held that like, fuck off, angry. And it was like expansion. And it drove it out. It just went whoosh. And I remember my ears popped. So it was like, that was a physical sensation. Ooh, that was interesting. So I call that technique going nova, because you kind of like get a supernova going nova in your own, and you can do it in each chakra. So in other words, you just drive the thing out. It doesn't need to stay in your body. It's not your body. Fuck off. And when I was a kid, I used to have dreams where I couldn't speak. And nowadays I've learned how to that was something invading in your throat chakra. And I had that for many, many years. Like, I can't speak up. Don't speak up. Be still. Be quiet. Until, obviously, now I'm speaking up. But it's taken me a few years just to drive out anything that's like a mask. It's like something over my mouth going, shut up. And it's like, no, I'm aware of it now. You have to be more aware of your body. And there are invading entities, for want of a better word. We only invite them in. They're only there for we're stupid enough to invite them. But yeah, I look at a certain foreign leader, and I'm looking at something that's possessed. He can't string a sentence together. His marbles are not there. I don't even know if you were invading a human body, if a human body was left wide open for you, and you step into it, then all the control panel and the dashboard is going to be a little bit alien to you. So you're going to push the wrong button for a while. You're going to work out things sort of wrong, and you're going to say things wrong, and it's all going to be fuddled. You wonder whether the actual real person is still in there fighting back. Because it's a scary thing. It's like being in a cage in your own body, and you can't have any, you can't move it. I remember when I was being possessed, my arm, it was kind of like a halfway thing, and my arm was doing stuff, and it was like I had no control over it, and it was like, whoa, this is scary, get angry, move it, shift it. So, I don't know a lot about the big wide world, okay? I'm sweet and innocent about so many things. However, I do know energy. I know the language of it, and I know that there is like a controlling force over some people that isn't theirs. It doesn't react well to their personality. It's like it's something, their personality, it's not part of them, and yet it's coming out of their body. These human bodies that we have, they're just shells. They really are. They're just something we put on. And if something comes and latches onto it and starts feeding off it, do you know what you would do if that happened to you? Addictions. Not everybody, the human body doesn't need things like nicotine and sugar in its life, and far worse. And yet we crave it, and once the craving is there, it's embedded. I read about the Sangomas in South Africa where they actually have things on them. So if you crave nicotine, it's actually a parasite sitting on your skin. And it's feeding off you by putting in you the addiction and the need and the crave of nicotine. Now, the sugar addiction thing, I've removed it several times, but I keep inviting it back. That's an emotional thing, and I'm aware I have to manage my sugar cravings because that is where I get fed on, and I don't like that. So yeah, when I sort of wear the t-shirt of the Empress vampire, yeah, I'm reminded of things that possess us. I'm reminded of addictions, because blood, energy, sugar, nicotine, drugs, sex, even music, they're all sort of addictions, and we need to know what's feeding off us, because there's so many things out there. Social media, we know all of us who have done social media for years and years and years know that it is an enemy. And yet it has a few pros. I mean, I love social media is that I can contact other people. I wouldn't talk to many people if I didn't have social media. So that's a pro thing. But the cons, it's addictive. You find yourself bored, so you pick up your phone, have a play. So there's things that are interesting out there. But yeah, channeling. Who's channeling who? When we are now going into another lockdown. No, we haven't even come out of this lockdown. I lose track. I had a bet on with my mum. If my mum ever watches this, I had a bet on with her that we would not be coming out of lockdown on the 21st of June. And I should have taken money on it. I would have won, because a government does not give power back easily. It has to be taken back, and there is no reason for them to let us out of lockdown. So in England here, we are now moving into a locked down state, and they probably will say this is the new normal and this is part of it all. It's interesting times. I feel that I'm moving out of the shock. I went into shock because the shock is huge. The life that I lived and the life that we are moving into is very different. So there was a bit of shock. I'm still angry. I'm still very, very angry. But the part of me is now calm enough to see it for what it is and to just not let it affect me. Why should I let it affect my life? My life is mine, and I have the right to leave it as I will, as long as I harm none. So yeah, I'm not harming anybody. I will keep the social distancing because people are scared, and I don't really want to be around scared people. So that makes sense to me. But yes, look at what's feeding off whom. Where is the predator and where is the prey here? And yeah, the energetics, you know the energetics. I would say that people have always known the energetics. If you have turned it off for many years, you may not be aware of it. But the energetics are there. You know when you are being fed upon. You know when you are being a victim or preyed upon. And you just get this feeling that, hang on a minute, this person is trying to fuck me over, trying to screw me over. And I'm not going to take it. And I'm going to get angry about it. How to shield yourself. Shielding is a waste of time with vampires. See, shielding is a modern New Age thing. Shielding works in occult rituals when you're dealing with demons, perhaps, but not vampires. The whole world is covered in sort of a lot of people who are starving for energy. They will steal your energy, absolutely, if you let them. Sometimes it's good to let them because they're more starving than you, and you know how to go and replenish yourself. But shields to me as a vampire would be what flavor you are. Just literally, it's like a bubble of energy, and I feed off energy, and oh, that's a nice flavour, let's go and eat that. So I never advise shields. I've never taught shields. I always say that anybody who's running around playing with white light hasn't a clue what they're talking about, because if you liked a bonfire and in the darkness, hey, guess what? Everybody's going to be attracted to your bonfire from all over. So yeah, be careful what you attract in your life. And it's time to have a cup of tea. Yeah, but I'm on lemon water today, so I'm still fasting. So I love you lots. Think about what I've said, and yeah, show me. Tell me about things that possess you. So tell me about your addictions. And yeah, if I can help at all, ask questions. Love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.